Hey wannabes, it's Brian, the B-Man. Thanks for joining me for another episode of Chillin' with B. We're going to do some video game talk today because I'm enjoying bringing you the horror movies and stuff that I've been watching, but I know some of you out there are more interested in what the B-Man is playing. You're a gamer and that's all you care about. That's cool. So I'm going to tell you about a game I purchased just last week. Been kind of enjoying that, and if we have time, maybe I'll go a little further into another game I've been playing. It is Thanksgiving week, pre-Thanksgiving at the time of this recording, though I'm not sure when exactly I'll upload this. But anyway, happy Thanksgiving. Try not to eat too much. Try not to gain too much weight. That's been a problem of mine recently. And starving myself isn't really helping. I've actually gained more weight on days I eat less. That's kind of weird. Anyway, that being said, let's get into today's episode. Alright, so the game I want to talk about today is Divinity II Original Sin. Now, this game isn't exactly new, especially on the PC. It came out originally on Windows September of 2017, so it's new, but not that new. It's about a year old. But on Xbox and PlayStation 4, an enhanced edition came out alongside an upgraded PC edition, and that came out August 2018. So on the consoles, it's still fairly new, within the 6-month time period. So I paid full price for it. It was a $60 purchase. I got it on the PlayStation 4 after much debating with myself. I never win those internal arguments. I just don't. I was like, you know what? This game looks really, really cool. I'm into RPGs. That's what this is. It's very old school looking, like Baldur's Gate kind of stuff. Dungeons and Dragons kind of stuff, but in video game format. And I was like, you know what? This shit's for me. So it's by Larian Studios. They did the original Divinity Sin, which I actually got for free on the Xbox. I started playing it, I enjoyed it, but it was like some points in the game where I couldn't get past. It was just too difficult. I heard this game was better in every way, and it was actually a little bit more streamlined. Where to go, but so I took a chance. I put down the $60 and I purchased the game. And so far, I got about 10 to 15 hours. I'm really enjoying it. So this game can be played solo, and you can control up to 4 characters in your party at a time. You find them along your adventures, or you can go online, and each person online, up to 4 people, can control a character. You can also play with 2 people or 3 people, and you can adjust who controls what characters. Very, very cool stuff. There is an arena mode where 2 teams will fight each other. I have not yet tried that mode at the time of this recording, but it sounds like something that could be interesting down the road. There are several pre-made characters with origin storylines, or you can create a custom character of your own. There's lots of options for your, role-playing enjoyment. I myself created a made-up character. I called him Count Vernon, which is similar to like Mount Vernon, a place near where I live. I know, stupid humor. Anyway, it's all there. You can do tons and tons of customization from what kind of character you are, like, elf, dwarf, undead, all sorts of different things, humans. And then there's all these different, like, classes, like cleric, whatever they are, inquisitor, summoner, all sorts of type of things. But you're not fully tied to that either. You can kind of branch out depending what you pick. So lots of cool stuff there. The world in this game is incredible. It's like fully interactive. If there's an object in the game, you're more than likely going to be able to interact with it in some way or form. You can examine it. You can find items in there. You can use them to your environment like advantage. Like, let's say you find like a barrel of oil. You can throw it at your enemies in battle, and then they'll be slowed. And then one of your characters can set the enemies on fire. So all cool stuff. Dealing with elemental stuff and what have you. Very cool game. This is the closest kind of game you're going to get to like pen and paper D&D type game, but in video game format. It's definitely, other than like Baldur's Gate, the old, classic Baldur's Gate 1 and 2, this is very much in the vein of that. If that's your kind of thing, you're going to love this game, and I suggest you check it out. That's Divinity II Original Sin. Alright, going from one side of the spectrum to the other, we go from a $60 game to a free-to-play game, kind of. I've been playing Dungeons and Dragons Neverwinter over the last couple of days, and while I'm not totally new to this game, I did play a few years back. It's been at least 2 years since the last time I touched this game. I enjoyed it in the past, but when you got to the high level 70, there seemed to be like a barrier to entry, and a lot of people wouldn't let you get into their groups unless you were properly geared and you needed to spend like real money to get into that. Now, Maybe that's going to happen again. I don't know. I'm leveling. I'm at level 35 right now. I'm really enjoying what I've seen and played so far. Haven't really spent any money. I did re-access my VIP access, which is like $10 for a month of service, and that gives you a bunch of extra perks. It's not needed, but it does make life a little bit better in the game. Anyway, they put out the last update fairly recently, and it's called Ravenloft, based on the Castle Ravenloft, I think board game and stuff, set in the D&D world. And it features the undead, vampires, all sorts of cool stuff, which is right up my alley. Unfortunately, I'm not going to get to that content until I reach level 70. But the other thing is, I heard that the new areas are going to give you gear when you follow the quest lines. They're going to give you gear that's going to allow you to jump into endgame content and be pretty much prepared. Now, you still have to grind for the best stuff. That's fine. I'm cool with that. But at least it will give you access, and people aren't going to be like kicking you out of parties and talking down on you, from what I understand. We'll see when I get there. Maybe this review will change. But I'm enjoying it so far. I really, really am. So what exactly is Neverwinter? Well, it's a free-to-play MMO, similar to games like World of Warcraft, Elder Scrolls Online, Final Fantasy XIV, all those kind of games. Difference is no subscription here, although Elder Scrolls doesn't either. I think Elder Scrolls has one of the best models, truthfully, but we'll get into that at another point. The thing is, this one, like I said, you don't pay for anything. You don't have to even buy the game. There's no monthly fee unless you want it to be. However, I say that with the caveat that the game really does push you to want to buy stuff. Like, it gives you a bunch of these like treasure chests, and you know there's like good stuff behind them, but you need special keys to open them. Well, you have to buy those keys from the marketplace using like real money. Now, there is a way to grind for something called astral diamonds. I know it's going to get confusing. There's like a lot of different currencies in this game, but bear with me. So you can grind for things called astral diamonds or rough astral diamonds. You can then convert those to astral diamonds up to 100,000 a day, and you get a bonus for like your first dungeon completion of the day and other kind of things. So it can be done. You do have to put in the time, but hell, it's a kind of fun game. Seriously. So I don't actually mind the grind at this point. I can't speak for endgame. Like I said, I'm not there yet. But the leveling up process is pretty straightforward, fun, and I have not felt the overwhelming need to purchase content. And you know, like I said, you do get like a free key a day for a dungeon, and with VIP access, you do get some free perks as well. And that's $10 a month. Not unreasonable for an online RPG, truthfully. Combat-wise, this game is very fast-paced and fluid, which is kind of unusual for an MMO. Most online RPGs are a little slow-paced. It's a lot of waiting, playing the numbers in the background kind of thing. This one happens more in real time. It feels like kind of like the combat in like Diablo 3, except you're looking like, in like third person rather than isometric. I think that's what they call it. Alright, so it's free to play. It's on PC, PS4, Xbox One. You have nothing to lose by checking out, except for unless you have a weak personality and you feel the need to buy keys to unlock boxes, then we might want to stay away. Otherwise, I recommend Neverwinter. Alright guys, thanks for joining me again, and until next time, peace out.